Today I'm here to review episode 14 of The Walking Dead titled Prey. Now, it's a few things I want to talk about in this episode. So, let's get off into it. First, I want to talk about the Screaming Pit. Now, it's confirmed in this episode what the Screaming Pit is. A pit full of zombies. Now, remember, in episode 7 of this season, the governor was so crucial and was so cold-hearted. He was going to take Maggie and Glenn and feed them to some walkers in a screaming pit. That's what he meant when he said, take them to the screaming pit. How cold is that? That is torture, getting eaten by zombies. That is, I'm telling you, don't nobody want that. I wouldn't put that on nobody in the Walking Dead TV series to get eaten by zombies like T-Dog did. Matter of fact, go back to season 1, episode 1 title, Days Gone By. We have Rick Grimes, a man that's full of hope. His beliefs are amazing. The stuff he believes in. He thinks there's still hope out there. But this man puts a gun to his head and almost committed suicide because a whole group of zombies tried to attack him. That's how you know don't nobody want to get eaten by zombies alive. Because like I said, you got Rick Grimes, a man, and at that point, he believed in God. And the man puts a gun to his head and he says, this right here is his exact words. I'm sorry, Lori and Carl, please forgive me. He puts a gun to his head and he almost committed suicide. The only way he was able to escape that was because he had found the opening in an army tank. And that's when Glenn talked to him. And he found out he had more humans. So the governor was gonna do that. He was gonna feed these to the zombies so Andrea wouldn't know they was in Woodbury. Man, how evil is that? And for that alone, he gotta die. Because that's crazy. Next, how many people can this guy manipulate at once? At this point, you kind of ask yourself at one point, you'd be like, come on now. Evidence is in everybody's face. Everybody sees this, but yet he can tell you something and he can put a little smile and add his little charm onto it and you believe it. I understand that, villains in general, because I noticed this when I watched the episode. Tyrese knew what he was doing with those zombies. He was going to put those zombies in a horse carriage and basically use another zombie bomb, as he used in the previous episode when he bust open the prison gates. And Tyrese knew what was going on because Tyrese said he didn't want to go along with it because he knew it had kids there, and he didn't want to go along with it. But yet, once he confronts the governor about it, the governor tells him, well, we use it as a scare tactic. And Tyrese believes it. When you've seen it yourself. Matter of fact, Martinez even tells Tyrese when Tyrese asked him about the zombies and basically what they're going to use the zombies for, and then Martinez tell him, you got it right. He literally let him know, you got it right. We're going to use these zombies to kill Rick and his group. But yet, when Tyrese confronts the governor about it, the governor tells him, we use it as a scare tactic, and then he goes on to say that we don't discuss this type of stuff with people we don't know. And every time I look up, he always have a counter strike, meaning anytime you ask him something, he always have a quick response to it. And that right there, it's amazing. I give him that. That's nice. But like I say, at one point, the way he manipulates people, you'd be like, yeah, okay, I understand how you did it. But then again, when people see evidence and he's still able to do it, it just get redundant. I'd be like, come on now. It's right there in your face. Tyrese, come on, man. And then on top of that, Tyrese even told him that's not what he told us. Because when the governor told him about using the zombies as a scare tactic, Tyrese said that's not what he told us, referring to Martinez. And then, like I say, the governor used this. I mean, all this manipulation he be using. I mean, come on now. Like I say, at some points, I can understand that it's not being obvious to the person that he's manipulating. But then, as a second point, when you get evidence of it and you still listen to him and believe him, it gets really redundant. And then on top of that, Tyrese says, "I know I can run my this right here not the exact words that he said, but he did say I know I can run off off my mouth sometime. Basically, I talk too much, and basically I want to stay." Then he looks at Ben and Allen, and then in this episode, people of Woodbury. Oh, let me get on them because I'm tired of hearing about this. Oh, we got to protect Woodbury and protect the people. Listen, the people in Woodbury ain't no different from the governor himself, if you haven't noticed. Fact one, when Andrea first get to Woodbury, what she sees hanging on the tree. She sees dead zombies hanging on the tree. Fact two, these people interact with humans versus humans while they have zombies on chains. Basically a zombie death match or a zombie gladiator match. And these people participate in this and they cheer this on. And I don't care. So I know some of y'all gonna say, well, the zombies don't the governor did say that basically it was staged. The governor did remove the nails, he removed the teeth. That still doesn't change the fact that it's dangerous. And they was cheering it on. Third fact, these people, these supposed to be innocent saint people, was cheering on the death match between Daryl and Murrah, saying kill them, kill them. But these people are saints and these people are good. They ain't no better than the governor. Then on top of that, the governor tells Andrea, well, we use zombies. We use these battles so people won't be scared of them. Okay. And this right here is what I mean when it comes to the inconsistent writing in this show. Okay, you use zombies so people won't be scared of them. You use them for the fights and stuff. But yet, when a zombie had got in Woodbury in episode 9, these people freaked out like they never seen a zombie before. In the words of people from Atlanta, where they do that at? Next, let's talk about Michonne. Now, we get a flashback in this episode, and like I mentioned this. I think I was the first person to mention this. I said that we was gonna get a flashback. I didn't know exactly who it was, but it's revealed that it was Michonne and Andrea. Now, the first thing I did was complain, but then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I can't complain because it makes sense. It was already foreshadowed. Okay, I said when I seen the flashback, I started complaining because I was like, you know what? With this flashback, you could have gave Michonne's character some character development because she has plenty character development and characterization in the comic books. And so I was like, with this flashback, you can use that. But then I thought about it. This is a flashback. Now, just think about it like this. In episode 3, titled Walk With Me, Andrea, now, this right here was after the flashback. This is 8 months later. That flashback is back. That's back. So this right here is before the 8 months. When we see them, it's 8 months later, and they in Woodbury. Now, think about it. Andrea tells Michonne, I've been around you for 8 months, and I don't know nothing about you. So, if she been around her for 8 months and she don't know nothing about her, do you really think they would give us a backstory and a flashback of Michonne? With her and Andrea around each other? I don't think so. Because like I say, it's a flashback. And like I say, Andrea been around her for 8 months, and Andrea said this, and like I said, this after the flashback. So I don't know when word they give us a backstory. But Andrea still don't know nothing about Michonne. So then on top of that, and y'all know how back to I want to talk about the people of Woodbury again. I already mentioned about the zombies hanging on the tree, and yes, the governor does he does participate in these type of activities, and it's creepy. It's very, very creepy. And I remember in episode 3 when Andrea and Michonne was walking around Woodbury and that woman was giving them a tour. Andrea strictly asks the woman about the walkers hanging on a tree. And the woman replies, let me think what she said, because I can't remember her exact words, but she said something similar to this. Some people find ways, well, I think she said some people find ways to cope. Well, I can't remember exactly what she said. No, she said some people find ways to cope with things different than others. Now, I think I am wrong, but she said something similar to that. And it's like, okay, the goal is to escape the zombies, right? Build this little Woodbury city and get out. But yet, they torturing them. They hanging them up on trees. Then on top of that, let me touch on this. You got the prison, you got Rick in the prison, and you got Governor in the Woodbury. Okay, the governor lives in Woodbury, small town. Rick lives in a prison. Now that's why I don't get it. Rick lives in the prison, but people that come to the prison where Rick is at, they can leave anytime they want. And it's a prison. And the governor said it himself. He don't want to bring his people to the prison because he don't want them to feel caged up with barbed wire fences everywhere. But yet, you live in Woodbury, a very nice town, but yet your people was caged up. Your people can't leave when they want to. What is this? Man, you live in a town. Rick lives in a prison, and people can leave the prison if they want to. But they can't leave Woodbury? So how can you say you don't want your people caged up? Well, how can you say you don't want your people to feel like they caged up, but you keep them caged up anyway? I don't get it. And I mean, it's made clear, it's obvious in this episode when Andrea tries to leave Woodbury. She can't leave. I mean, she did leave, but still. Come on, man. Come on. Next, let me talk about Michonne. Because like I said, a lot of people, I'm going to talk about it. Because I don't hear nobody talking about it, so I'm going to talk about it. Like I say, the lack of character development for Michonne is ridiculous. Very ridiculous. No characterization, no nothing for a character. Especially in the TV series. Like I say, in the comic book, she's a very, very, very valuable aspect to the group. And like I say, Michonne has grown in my heart. Like, even though she lacks character development in the TV series, the character has really grown in my heart. And to me, she's my second favorite character. Rick is my first. She's my second. I like Michonne. Now, let me give you a little backstory since nobody want to talk about it. Okay, Michonne. We all know Michonne was a lawyer. Then on top of that, Michonne had 2 little girls. When the zombie apocalypse occurred, Michonne, and it's what I don't get. Why I hate this, because they don't say nothing about her character. She's quiet. Michonne probably said 3 words in that flashback. Michonne watched her 2 daughters get eaten by zombies in front of her face. Her 2 daughters got ripped apart by zombies. And she watched it. She couldn't do nothing. Her boyfriend name is Mike. And her best friend name is Terry. Now in the comic book, those are the 2 walkers that she have chained up following her. But yet, it's revealed that it's revealed in the TV series that the 2 zombies that the 2 pet zombies that she got now, she didn't even like them before the zombie apocalypse even occurred. Well, at least before they even turned. And like I say, the comic books are different from the TV show. Because in the comic books, she actually liked the 2 pit walkers. Because like I say, one of them was her boyfriend, Mike, and one of them was her best friend, Terry. Now in the TV series, it's different. She tells Andrea, when Andrea asks her about the 2 pet zombies, she tells Andrea they deserve what they got. They weren't human to begin with. So this makes me wonder, what did they do to Michonne? I mean, like I say, we don't have no backstory on her. And then, like I say, Andrea asked her about these zombies when they was in Woodbury, and she still didn't say nothing. She still didn't say nothing about it. She tells Andrea, or her response to Andrea was, "You know enough," because Andrea say, "I don't know nothing about you." Like I say, she tells Andrea, "You know enough," with an attitude. But still, I don't know what to say, man. Now, like I said about these 2 pet walkers, because like I said, Andrea did ask her about these 2 pet walkers in the Woodbury, saying no one in the world she would tell Andrea who the pet walkers was in the flashback. Just don't make no sense, because that's going back. That's not going forward. And she says, like I say, she says they weren't human to begin with. So this right here makes me wonder, what did they do? What did they do to? Did these 2 people molest her when they was living? Well, when they was human beings at one time? Did they beat her? Or I just got to know. Michonne is a very deep character to me. I want a backstory on Michonne. I want that. Okay. And next, we see the governor with Michonne chains, the same chains she used on her 2 pet walks to keep them attached to her arms. We seen the governor using the same chains. Now this episode right here, I didn't care for it, but this right here I definitely see a transformation within the governor's character. He could be becoming that villain I want him to become. I mean, his character development in terms of him becoming a psychopath. I mean, it's kind of revealed in this episode. I mean, the way he was running down Andrea. I mean, it's I hope they can transform this character into the comic book. Well, he don't exactly, but at least make him evil, make him scary, because at this point, he's not even scary. And like I say, Andrea is redeemed to me. I mean, at least she tried to kill him. Shit, at least she tried. The first time didn't go so well. Second time she tried. She sucked the whole thing of walkers. And to me, the second time was worse, because like I said, getting eaten by a whole bunch of walkers is torture. So second time could have been worse. So at least she tried. Congratulations, Andrew. You've been redeemed. In my eyes. I can't speak for everybody else. Just saying. But yeah. I mean, like I say, he's slowly but for surely coming this dark villain. I mean, he's becoming, to me. I mean, he was already a sociopath. But I mean, come on, man, he's transformed. I can see it right now. I mean, the way he chased her down, he grabbed her by her mouth when she seen Rick, and I mean, he took her back to Woodbury. And we all know that Martinez is his right-hand man. But he didn't even tell Martinez he had Andrew. Now, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And like I say, we see him use the chains that Michonne used for her 2 pet walkers. And it's revealed that he's going to torture Michonne. And we also see a dentist chair. And we can see him with the chains. And we can see him demonstrating how he's going to do it. And to me, something I noticed about this scene. Okay, the rings that's on the chains that they used to keep the zombies attached, that ring was able to fit a zombie neck. Now, last time I recall, a human neck is bigger than a human wrist. I'm just saying. So how can you keep her attached to it when you can't adjust the rings, the metal rings? You can't adjust them. I mean, Michonne had them around the walker's neck. They was made to fit her walker's neck, not no human wrist. So if at least if you're gonna torture somebody, at least make sure you can adjust the straps or something around their wrist so they can escape. I just had to put that out there. Next, we see him and Milton talking, and Milton comes in there looking like the pedophile he is. I always call Milton the pedophile. Look what he look like. He like a pedophile. I would tell a Gov, and I'd be like, look, Gov, please keep that man, please keep him away from the kids in Woodbury. Cause it's like he's ready to eat him up. I mean, he's just creepy. But next, the governor and Milton talks. Milton comes in there looking creepy, as always, looking like a serial killer. And the governor and then he asked the governor, because he does see the torturing thing the governor has going on with the 2 chains and stuff. He asked the governor, what is this? The governor replies, my workshop, as he always does, because he always have a quick counter for every time somebody asks him something, including if it's bad. He always have something quick to defend himself. And he says, my workshop. And then Milton goes on to say, how does that help how does that help Woodbury? This was supposed to be a new start, a new way out. And then Milton goes on to say, what about everything we talked about? Beating this thing. Clawing our way back. And first thing came to my head, clawing your way back. How can you claw your way back when you're killing human beings? And that's what he meant. He meant like rebuilding Woodbury and, making the population bigger. But how can you rebuild the population when your boy, the governor, sees everybody as a threat? It's not going to work. He's killing living human beings. And how can you rebuild it? It's impossible to rebuild something. It's impossible to rebuild the human race when you kill it. I just had to throw that out there. Thanks, Milk. Thanks, pedophile. Next, and then the governor always have his counter. He always try to use subverse psychology. He gonna go in and say, he gonna ask Milton, do you still believe the bodies have some spark in them? Basically on who they were. And then Milton says, I think so. And then the governor goes on to say, then that was my daughter, wasn't it? I ain't got nothing to say about that. Y'all know how I feel about that. Let me speed this up. Andrea, she starts talking. Andrea, and we see Milton now. Andrea has the opportunity to kill the governor, and I think she was gonna do it until Milton stopped her. And then she said the governor is sick because she see him with a whole, she see him with a dentist chair with handcuffs and all types of supplies for torture. And it's revealed that he want to torture Michonne. And she says he's sick. Oh, now he's sick, Andrea? I mean, to me, finding fish heads in the tank is sick. To me, watching the zombie gladiator fight is sick. To me, him having 2 humans fight each other is sick. To me, him having zombies on the tree is sick. But now you just realizing he was sick. Wow. Because he talking about torturing a human. He even came and killed somebody at the prison. He even tried to kill your best friend, for Christ's sake. But now he's sick. Just saying. I always say just saying. I had to put that out there. And then she goes on, after Milton stops, and she asks Milton, how could you still protect them? Okay, for one, to me, I can't defend Milton. Okay, Milton knew the governor before he was the governor. He knew the governor as Philip Blake. He knew the governor when he had a job. He knew the governor when he had a wife. He knew the governor when he had a daughter, when his daughter was still alive. He knew Philip Blake. He knew the real Philip Blake. He knew the Philip Blake before the zombie apocalypse occurred. He knew the Philip Blake who was putting up with his boss shit at work. So it kind of makes sense to me for him to think that the old Philip is still inside of him. He been knowing him. Andrew, you met him when he was the governor. And then on top of that, you're going to ask him, how could he still protect them? Andrea, I could ask you the same thing. How could you still protect them over everything you seen? You seen fish heads in the tank, but yet when Michonne's about to finish him off with a katana blade, you takes up for him. You points the gun at him. Then on top of that, I don't want to talk about that no more. And then she asks Milton about coming to the prison. Talking about, Merle. Now, last time I recall, Merle and Milton didn't even get along, because I remember in episode 3 titled Walk With Me, the governor comes in the laboratory and he asks Milton, is you done with that homework I gave you? And then Milton says, I was, until a dog ate it out. He was referring to Merle Dixon, and Merle tried to run up to him, then the governor stops him and says, what, you want this lunch money, being sarcastic? Yeah. And then we had this thing with Tyrese, and it's revealed that Alan don't like Tyrese because of his wife, because he felt Tyrese saved his wife down, and Donna started liking Tyrese. And you would think they had sex the way Alan was tripping. I'm just saying. I just had to say, but they didn't. He just tripping. And like I say, they bad people, and I said it plenty of times. I don't even want to talk about them no more. Let's talk about it. Andrea and the governor. I felt like I was watching Halloween with Michael Myers, and I felt like the governor was Michael Myers, and Andrea was Laurie Strode, his sister. You mean to tell me this man is driving on the main road? A main road. He can't even see you. Andrea is in a field. That man was dropping on the top road. She's in the bottom, and she's in the field. And he sees her. This man makes a whole turn and come towards her way. Then on top of that, she ducks in grass. He chases her. They end up in an empty warehouse. He run around throwing temper tantrums, busting glasses with shovels and shit, and he ends up finding her. And then, like I say, she did release some zombies on him, so there she got my props. But at the end of the day, he ends up catching her anyway. And like I say, this right here, if he tortures Andrea, I'm gonna be like, oh hell yeah, the governor is back where he was. I'm like, oh hell yeah, there's some evil shit right here. This is shit I want to see with the governor. Excuse me for my language. But yeah, and it's revealed that somebody burnt up the pit, the zombie pit. I'm pretty sure that was Milton, because Milton did know where the zombie pit was at. I mean, did nobody else touch it? It's revealed Tyrese didn't touch it, so I'm pretty sure they knew where the zombie pit was at. They knew where it was at. Milton did. I'm pretty sure that was Milton. And the governor made it clear he knew it was Milton, because he said he know who did it in front of Milton's face. Milton don't even know what's going on. I mean, hey, that pedophile, man, he crazy, ain't he? Like I say, you see Tyrese and Alan fight over some petty junk. But yeah, overall it was a great episode. I wouldn't say it was great. It was alright. Wasn't that good shit. But I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Remember to subscribe, rate, comment. 29 minutes. I had a lot to say. People are very lot to say. And I got it all off my chest. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to comment, subscribe, rate. Hope you guys enjoyed this review of me talking. And then we see Rick make his own cameo appearance in his own show. Then on top of that, Andrea still ends up getting caught. So, great episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the reviewing. Peace.